Moments ago, you said that Israeli policies will be used to incite more terrorism. Do you repudiate this? 9/11 was, quote, a monstrous, demented response to American foreign policy. Do you thoroughly repudiate what you wrote?
No. 9/11 was a response to American foreign policy. Read what Osama bin Laden said. It was a response to the American...
You believe Osama bin Laden? You're quoting Margam Margudi. You say that he's a terrorist, and you're telling us we should trust these people. These are cold-blooded killers, Peter.
There's a difference.
You're quoting us, Osama bin Laden? Don't trust me. Trust Osama bin Laden.
There is a difference between explanation and justification. I was very happy when Osama bin Laden went to his grave. He is an enemy of the United States and of all decent people around the world. But in order to fight Osama bin Laden, like fighting the killers who stab people, you have to understand why they're doing it in order to fight it.
This is an astonishing
and it is, in fact, the case that the reason that 15 of the 19 hijackers were Saudis was because they had been mobilized towards this monstrous, horrific response to the fact that the U.S., since the Gulf War, had been occupying troops on their soil. That is in no way to justify it at all, but you will never defeat something unless you first understand it. Is this really so complicated?
Yeah. I'm astonished at what you're saying. I assume that you would extrapolate from there to ISIS as well. We need to understand why ISIS kills
in order to defeat it, yes.
We need to understand why ISIS annihilates Westerners. Not what President Hollande of France said. We courageously stood up and said, we will fight ISIS in a war. We will declare war because we don't want to understand. I don't want to understand why Nazis want to murder Jews. I'm not going to get into their psychology. I'm not going to get psychology of hate. I'm going to stop them. I'm not going to understand why white racists hate blacks. I'm not going to understand why women are subjected to brutality. I'm not going to understand why homophobia and people who kill innocent gay men. I am going to stop it. I'm astonished because you keep on dancing, as they say in Yiddish, on two chasanas, Peter. On the one hand, you're saying, I'm not going to justify it.
I have never justified it.
Do you believe in hatred? Do you believe that some people...
Of course.
Does ISIS have...
Of course I do.
Does ISIS have a reason why they hate the West? Are you trying to get into their psychology?
I believe that ISIS is an absolutely evil force, and I support declaring war on it.
You want to get into why they hate?
What?
Let's get into why they hate.
I believe that to defeat...
Why are they different?
Listen, if you're going to defeat ISIS, I mean, I know you want to talk at this level of distraction, but there are certain things called facts. If you want to defeat ISIS, you're going to have to break away the Sunni tribes that have moved towards ISIS because they're afraid of being exterminated by the Shia governments in Syria and in Iraq.
Tell us why they hate. Focus on something else.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt you, right? If you want to defeat ISIS, the only way you're going to defeat ISIS is by peeling away Sunnis in Iraq and in Syria from them. And in order to do that, you have to understand why those Sunnis who do not believe in ISIS's evil ideology have made common cause with this evil group. That's called having a political strategy to be able to win.
I want to focus us back because